Okay, so for all of you home buyers that are buying these brand new homes that you see on the market, most of you all are probably going into the builder without buyer representation because the reps that are there do not represent you. They represent the builder and they work on behalf of the builder. They're hired by the builder. They do not represent you. So they do have the best interest of their employer. And most of them, I'm going to probably say, are not um, realtors, and not to say that they're not reputable or that they don't know their stuff. They, most of them probably do know their products. Um, but it's just the fact that you have to remember that they're not there to represent you. You're going to sign the contract, but even that contract, if you read it, that's not your contract. You're not going through probably and reading the contract from A to Z. But if you do, you will see that that contract is in the interest of the builder, not you. So where is your protection as the consumer? If you're not using a buyer agent, oh, and by the way, if you don't contact your realtor and tell them that you're going to the new home property and to meet you there on the first entry of that new home builder, the first time you go, you have to fill out the form that says you have a real estate agent. If you don't, 9 times out of 10, most of them are probably not going to accept the fact if you come back afterwards and say, oh, I have an agent now. They probably will not take into consideration that you are represented by a buyer agent. So keep that in mind. The first time you go to a home builder, you need to have your buyer agency agreement signed with your agent, and you need to fill out the form at the new home build that you do have buyer agency representation. With that said, Attorney General here in Maryland, this is the page where you can go to find out if your home builder is registered. Here you go. Click all, or you can search by name and all of these will pop up. So definitely something that you want to take into consideration when you are buying new homes. Home buyer booklet. This is specifically for buying a new home, consumer rights remedies under Maryland law. So this is the Attorney General website for Maryland. Go check it out. This is the information that you need, because most of you probably don't have buyer representation and you're just out there going to these new homes. You don't know if the builder is registered. You don't know how long the builder has been in business. You're probably not even asking the questions that you should. You have no idea. You're going in, you're signing a contract. You're not reading it, and you probably don't understand half the stuff that's in there, but you'll sign it and they'll take a deposit from you. You have to remember too that you're signing a contract. It is legal and binding. You're putting a deposit down because you understand the contract. Once you sign it, that means that you completely understand everything that is in that contract and you're agreeing to it. So don't think you're just going to go in there, then put a deposit down and then walk out and say, oh, well, I don't want the house anymore. You're going to walk away from your money. And what other ramifications that you signed on the dotted line for. So just remember that it is important that you understand what you're getting yourself into. Most of the reps that I've dealt with in new homes, they are reputable. They're honest, they're fair, they take their time with my clients, and they're very open, and we can go in, sit down, have a conversation, ask as many questions as we need to, all of that. They're great, they're wonderful. But you will come across some bad apples, as you do in every industry. And you want to make sure that you're not rushed, that you're asking the appropriate questions. You don't know what you don't know. So go ahead and familiarize yourself with this website so that you can get some insight on new home builds in Maryland. It's probably the same for Virginia too, if you're looking in Virginia. The Attorney General site, it might be a little different, but look it up, see what of this information you need. It's a very thorough website and it will help you out. If you choose not to have buyer representation, which you should, but of course, some of you are gonna do what you want to do anyway. So here is your website. Go here, get some answers and enlighten yourself. At least find out if the builder is registered. That is my tip for all you home buyers that are considering buying new builds in Maryland.